All right, guys. It's time for yet another qualifier. It is the EU finals. That's right. The EU IEM Katowice qualifier finals with this man, the God. He gets me a little bit antsy. I get so excited when I cast him. It's Serral. And down here in the bottom right, playing cross server from Korea to Europe, which I believe is a server in Germany. It's Cure. So be playing with about 200 ping. Maybe higher, maybe 250. I know some people have got like 220, 230 from you know, like I think Bly actually routes okay to Asia. I think like if you're in Ukraine or Russia with certain ISPs, I think it's like not too terrible to Asia. Still going to be over 200. It's going to be pretty bad. Where's the game sound? You guys will hear it when the fighting happens. It's there. It's pretty quiet. It's actually very quiet right now. Have you guys been able to hear the sound? How's it been? Let me know. I can turn the in-game sound up a little bit. We'll crank it to 8%. 9? No. Don't go crazy, pig. I'll crank it a little bit, but hopefully it doesn't get too loud. It has been super quiet through all of them. All right, no worries, guys. I had some sound issues recently on the stream, so yeah. Obviously, it gets way louder during combat. I will... I'll turn it up just a little bit. There we go. Yeah, it does get a lot louder at that time. At least Hammer Dude is not active. I miss Hammer Dude. That guy's so much fun. So SCV Scout comes for Cure. Spots the natural. Doesn't go to block the third at all. So, okay, that's interesting to see. Cure deciding it is not worth hanging around at the third base. Now, obviously, there was a bit of a meta where everyone would block that. But the Zergs just started sending 4 Lings straight across the map when the Reaper and the SCV hung out here to block it. And I guess Q has decided, fuck that noise. You take a third base if you really want to. I'm just going to hit a nice, clean, efficient opening. Get my SCV back to mining. I'll do my thing, you do yours. Alright, Serral looking very chill. He loves Creep Tumor first. Now remember, Rogue was not always going... Look at the Zerglings. They were purposely pushing back the Reaper. Almost got it. Cure there. Nicely done. This Marine is trying to deny the Overlord. Little does he know. Serral's Overlord is down there. Actually, it looks like he already damaged that Overlord, so I guess he did see it. Reaper spots the third base. Serral's droning. Third Queen starts in the... No, that's the fourth Queen starts very early in the main with this build. And a quick OV speed. Oh, okay, cool. So Serral here really prioritizing his scouting. He's going to lose that Creep Tumor. No, well done. Notice how he's pulling back the weaklings. The Lings are coming forward just to protect those Creep Tumors. And Ling Speed's about to kick in. So if that Reaper doesn't go home, it will get jumped on. First 2 Hellions coming straight across the map. And notice that. Doesn't even build the next 2 Hellions. Straight into third CC and hides it in the main. I love this move by Cure. Right, and he even moves the Hellions home. He's like, Lings might run past on the map, so just in case we'll do that. And if the Lings find the Reaper, it's near a cliff, which you can jump up and down to avoid them and survive. It's going to be Cloak Banshee behind that. The next 2 Hellions still haven't started, so super economic opening here for Cure, despite being the double gas. Is on 2 Marines. Speed Overlord, of course, sees Cloak upgrading. Sees the third CC from the other side with that Overlord as well. Serral's up at 4 Queens. He's got a 5th one building down here at the 3rd. So he's not rushing up the other Queens very quickly, which is kind of cool because... so Sue does this sometimes, especially on maps like this where it's quite big. Sometimes he'll actually not go a crazy Queen count, and he'll just kind of go... Oh, I'm actually just going to drone even harder than normal because I like sense in this situation I don't need to. And for instance, this Overlord has been like, hey, I haven't really seen any Hellions poking at all. I can just hit my drones really hard, build the spores at the last second needed in case a Banshee did fly straight across that map. Where is the first Banshee, by the way? It's just chilling out here. Super defensive setup by Cure as well. We've got second gas going. So quick lair is going to be able to go very fast Bane speed. Notice how the lair finishes. And Bane speed is going to kick in immediately. 150 gas. Do it. You know you want it, baby girl. You know you want to. You're bad caster, pig. Quit your fucking job. Fucking piece of shit. You piece of shit. It would have been an insanely fast Bane speed if he did that. But I think he'll still get it pretty fast. His upgrades, I imagine as long as the Evos start by about 6 minutes at the latest, he'll be okay. There we go. Serral's just not as good a player as I expect, guys. What can I say? He's just too slow. Double Evo does go down here at 5:30. Banshee's finally coming across the map. Third base already landed. Now, because this base is taken, you actually know that Cure can't go double factory tank. So if we see Lingbane Hydra, which I don't think we will. I think we'll see Fast Hive, just from the way this build looks from Serral. I think we'll see Fast Ultra. But I feel like we're going to see 6th, 7th, 8th barracks very quickly and just like a big 3-base bio push. Banshees come in, get 3 drones. Not bad. Carapace starts. Melee didn't start. Oh, no. Oh, guys. Serral. What are you doing, buddy? He better notice that soon. He might never look at that. Let's go to Serral's camera. Let's get in the mind of Serral. He glanced at it for a fraction of a second, didn't notice. He's going to go Hydras. Okay. So he's actually gone 6 gas Hydras. Often people only go 5 gas Hydra Lingbane. And he's forgotten his melee upgrade, which is really rough. Good creep spread, good control, but I feel like in the absence of Cure trying to actually attack and yet going bio, Serral's a little bit confused. He's like, you did 1 Banshee poke and that's it? What are you doing? What's the plan? You know, he's looking for info. He can't get a read. And I think around this point, it should be dawning on him that Cure is not going to do anything, man. He's going to do light harassment and he's just going to continue to the next point. And it's going to be either one big 2-2 all-in attack or it's just going to be a really long drawn-out macro game. I would bet on the all-in attack. Double drop gets shut down. He did notice his melee and start it, by the way. It's just quite delayed. Banshee's coming on the north and start to do an indentation in his creep up there, slowing that down. He does have a big Ling run by ready. I don't think it's been spotted. I love this double wall off by Cure. Why the hell not? And the Banshees do clear that, of course. The Queens are going to do okay, though. Banshees snipe off another active tumor. More creep there, and they'll have to replace it up there. Slows it down a little, but not massively. Marines coming forward. Cure, what are we at? 3 tanks, 4th tank starting. So it's going to be a 6-tank, 1-1 push. Those 3 extra barracks I was talking about are all going to get tech labs in a second. And he's going to start upping the Marauder production, would be my bet. Because you're going to have to, with the way you've played so defensively, where you're not letting any of your units die as Cure, you're going to need to push deep on creep. And we see 2 reactors. Oh, he's going to go firepower style. Big balls, Cure. Oh, bit sloppy. Bit of miss micro on those medevacs. Remember, he's playing with 250 ping, guys. It's a pretty big advantage, man. 3 reactors. That's okay. All in, all in, all in. So he's going to be able to build 15 Marines at a time. And it's just going to be a crazy sustain of damage. So Serral is up in workers. He needs to like... Well, he's going 19 Hydras. That's a big Hydra count, guys. I normally would not advise people to go past like 12 to 14 Hydras with this style. Lingbane is actually the more important units. Unfortunately, his +2 melee is so far behind. So there's going to be a long period where it's 2-2 versus 1-1. And there's going to be so many Marines. Obviously, Banelings on creep are what you need. As Serral, you need a crazy... No, run, Serral, run, run. You got it. You saw the reactors. You know what this is. You need to make a silly Baneling count. He's going to go for a run by. Big run by. Ooh, good depot raise. Good depot raise. But that's still a good little trade here for Serral. Buys him some time. Some of the units have to come home. The other units kind of spreading forwards there. I don't know if it's efficient enough, though. He's got to make a lot more Banelings. He still hasn't started +2 melee. I think he just needs to make a silly Baneling count. He tries to jump on the front. And actually, a good little trade for Cure there. Overall, not a bad trade for Cure. There's no Zerglings in here. Ooh, yeah. I think Serral really just needs to buy time. And at maxed, he needs to crush a fight. But guess what? 2-2's about to finish. And at max, it's going to be 1-1 versus 2-2. Ooh. 15 Marines building at a time, guys. 12. He doesn't even have the money to keep it up. Not non-stop. Okay, the creep's receding. Here we go! It's almost pure Baneling, but there's too much concentration of firepower and a choke point. No flank setup for Serral. Ooh, Serral letting himself get pushed against a wall, and he gets baited into a kind of average engagement. Remember, these Hydras do not have any attack upgrades, and +2 armor still isn't done. Lings do find the tanks, though. Okay, finally he gets a flank in. That's what he needed, man. I really want to see some more run-bys. It looks like Banelings went in there, took out 3 depots and 8 SCVs. The economy of Q is kind of bad. I think Serral should be able to hang on now. There's no tanks left. He's got to pull the Banes back. He's got to... No, you can't keep... He's got to disengage just a little bit more. Okay, he's still got 8, 10 Banelings in the back. It's enough. He's got it. Woo! I was a little scared there that he was going to overextend, lose all his Banes, and then be enough Marines, but it's World of Sleepers. It's Bio. And to be honest, the fact that it was that close is a testament to Cure. Playing with 250 ping, the game that close, that map is so favored towards Zerg. So favored, man. So favored. Woo! It's a good game. Well played. Well played, Cure. Well played, Serral. Serral does win it. Did he just cancel and restart +2 melee, says Aldion? Oh, he might have. I didn't catch it. Let's go. Game 1 goes to Serral. The GOAT. Next game on the Korean server? Nope. Every game on the EU server. Serral's a competitor, and basically it would require probably... I doubt Cure even asked. It would require Cure to be like, hey, do you mind playing some of the games on NA? A middle server? And it would absolutely be justified and expected for Serral to say, no. The rules say it's by default EU server. This is the European server qualifier. You got your own Asian server qualifier, mate. And I would not expect anyone to let me play the games on NA if I was playing the Korean server qualifier. When you're at this level of competition, you don't give your opponent freebies for no fucking reason. It's not a good idea. Whoops. All right, guys, Eternal Empire Map 2 up here in the top right, representing ENC Esports. It's Serral. Down here in the bottom left, is he the cure for the Terran drought? It's cure. Should have said antidote. Would have been slightly less cringy. It still would have been quite cringy, but a little less. So this is another very big map. I imagine Cure is going to play Bio. That last game, very defensive from Cure. Really macro-oriented. Really was all about that one big push. I kind of feel like the moment you see that the Terran takes the middle front third like that, you kind of know that's going to happen as well. What do you guys think? I feel like that frontal third with 1 gas on that previous map, you don't have 2 gases. It's kind of out in the open, but it is on the push path. So to me, I see that. I think the Terran's going to do an 8 barracks all in, like what we saw. So yeah. I need to prepare my Cure puns. Well, there's nothing that can cure my dad jokes, so... have you ever done a video in regards to which types of maps are better for each race and why? That's an infinitely complicated topic. That would be a 7-hour dissertation PhD thesis, Blue Bombero. I've done a lot of map previews where I talk about a little aspect here or there over the years. So if you go through if you just go to my YouTube and search maps, map first impressions, map preview, that sort of shit, you will pick up on some of the pointers. I would love someone who's much more detail-oriented and methodical than me to actually go and write down all the details. I keep talking about how someone needs to make a spreadsheet with like hundreds of cells in it so that you can go through, and when you put a map in it, you're like, are there pervert spots on the natural? What's the distance between the natural and the third base? How wide open is the third? How wide open is the front to the natural? How much space is in the main base? How much dead space is there behind the bases? Is the mineral line in the back corner safe here? Or is it exposed on an edge where it can easily be dropped or accessed by air? There's so many things, dude. So yeah, it's something, you know, it's very hard to talk about because every matchup is different as well. So you can be like, this map's good for Protoss, and that's a fucking meaningless concept because it might be good versus Terran, but it'll be bad versus Zerg, right? So there's like this thing, or it could even change within a matchup based on composition. It's like how if you go Colossus against Terran, you want a very different map to if you play Charge Zealot. Because with one, you're playing a melee swarming style, and with the other, you're not. I caught a glimpse of him, but then he flew off. He's hiding again. Damn it. We'll catch him soon. Q has been crazy good online. We haven't seen him play at LAN. I think he could do well, though. You guys can't hear game sounds at all? Yeah, we've had some interesting things happen recently. Interesting. All right, we'll crank it. To the max. All right. That should be fine now. When I'm talking, it'll be hard to hear, but whenever I'm not, you should be able to hear it a little better. Yeah, it's meant to be soft. I don't like it to be loud while casting, because what you'll find in StarCraft is when there's a big fight, or like lots of buildings are burning or all building at once, suddenly the sounds amplify. But hopefully that's a little bit better. Basically, I made the mistake of reinstalling Skype on one of my computers, and even though I uninstalled it, it fucked with many things on my PCs. So I'm like, I hate you, Skype. So we're still in the process of fixing most of it. It seems like it's been okay for when I'm playing, but yeah, the sounds are meant to be quite soft, so we'll see how it goes. At least you guys can hear it softly now. Let's talk about this game. That's a quick roach horn. So did Serral go OV speed? He did. Quick third CC, sees that he's seen it's a BC opening, right? Yeah, he saw the fusion core earlier. So he's just gonna check that hasn't been cancelled. Yeah, he's like, okay, yeah, you are going BC. So it looks like a BC mech opening, you'd assume, especially with the quick fourth gas. No Yamato yet, though. He doesn't, and he sees that there's no fusion core dance. So this could be a bio transition. So I think Serral's going to want to do another run through with that Overlord in the near future. Oh, that's actually out of vision. Oh, I didn't even know an Overlord there couldn't be spotted. I just learned something about this map. Isn't that cool? And he can kind of just easily come in when he feels like it. Oh, look at that. He wants to know the second the mech transition happens. And guess what, guys? Second and third factory just went down. So he's going to come in. The BC pops out. Sees, oh, there's another BC building. Yamato starts up as the Overlord comes in. Cancel, cancel. Or is he going to keep it? All right, he's going to keep Yamato, and he is going to go mech there. The BC, of course, teleports into the dead space where it's safe. 3 queens on either side say, get fucked. And the BC is just going to chill. Hellions are going to try and create threat on the other side. Now, I love this little Evo Roachhorn wall-off. I do that every game on this map as well, whether with a Bane Nest or a Roachhorn. 4 Roaches out front. The Zergling's a little slow to get over here, but yeah, if Kua commits there, he'll get massively punished. So, Spire's on the way, lots of Roaches. Now, we talked earlier in the Inno Rogue series about how Roach Corruptor timings are very powerful. We saw it finally come to fruition on Nightshade in the final game of their series where... Actually, I think was it the second game? I think it was the second game. Where basically, you know, we just saw a big swing in. Now, it's a little harder to do that on this map because there's obviously more choke points, right? It's easier for them to defend a big assault, but it's always something you got to keep in the back of your mind. And we do see tanks coming out. Seems like Cyclone Mech is just dead, as far as I can tell. I haven't seen it in a little while in pro games. Who knows? I'm sure there's still some very good players doing it. At least going a few Cyclones. Like, I don't know if the mass Cyclone build really works. Because even I've discovered at my level, if I can just endure the storm of fucking bullshit and not get triggered, eventually the Cyclones just can't actually win any front-on engagements. They can't push through the creep. They can't beat a Zerg player on their own. You know, you need to swap into better units. 10 Corruptors are on the way now. Still only on 3 factories. That double armory starts whirring immediately, and no doubt a 4th and 5th factory will come down in the near future. A little bit of a supply block, of course. We did just see a supply drop fall down, I believe. Where'd it go? Did I? Maybe? I don't know. Maybe it was just a mule. The BC there picks off a queen. Does go home for a bit of a repair. 4th command center off 3 factories. Woo! Big economy, boy. Nice. Makes sense. Makes sense. BC mech's hard to break. Infestation Pit coming down and a Nidus Worm. So it's going to be Swarm Host Nidus. Good to see Serral still doing this. So Serral, I remember way back on Year 0, the first time I saw him do this sort of style versus Battle Mech, where he just gets 9 Swarm Hosts, popping them out of a Nidus Worm here, throws them in the base. Popping them out here, throws them in the base. Just it's this annoying efficiency squad that aims to wear down your opponent and just put pressure on them, find bits of damage, and over time get very, very efficient. Speaking of nice little efficiency moves, the Corruptors are looking for a stray battle cruiser, but you know what? They could dive there. The problem is 10 Corruptors can't out-repair the 30 SEVs that can fit underneath the battle cruiser's fat booty and all repair it simultaneously. So it just doesn't quite work out there if you overcommit to that. Now, going up to 8 factories, I love it. Have we got one more reactor on the way? So going up to 2 reactors, tons of tech labs, 10 Swarm Hosts. Oh my god, he changed his build, guys. Serral changed his build from a year and a half ago. He's making 1 more Swarm Host now. Is that 2 years ago, Year 0? It's a while back. It's a while back, man. It's probably like a year and a half, something like that. Ling's getting ready for a bit of a backstep. Do we have a Baneling Nest yet? We don't. I'd love to see a Baneling Nest come out. I really do think he'll need that. Swarm Host is very supply intensive. He's gone up to 16 Swarm Hosts. Woo! That's a lot of Swarm Hosts, guys. Lots of Swarm Hosts. 71 workers. So you'll notice Serral's economy is not as big. Normally, you would go a much higher economy as a Zerg, but because he's going a very supply-inefficient unit, the Swarm Hosts, each one costs 3 supply. They can only attack once every 40 seconds. And whilst they're a great unit in the long term, you need to make sure you've got other units ready to stop enemy pushes. Gets a BC. And the other BCs do teleport out. So 3 Corruptors, I believe, or at least 2 went down to Yamato. And a BC being traded for it, though, so not bad. Those Locusts not finding big damage. And it looks like these Zerglings do get cleared up by the tanks. The Roach Ravager looking for an opening. Unable to find it just yet. A few more Locusts coming in. Ooh, click on the command center. Okay, it does get cancelled anyway. The Roach is here looking for an opening. And he's just trying to siege his opponent. So there we go. He's going to keep popping out. And you just keep rotating the angle that you're attacking from. Hellbats, of course, ruin Locusts whenever they land. 16 Locusts, 10 Corruptors, and 17 Roaches. Baneling Nest and Evo Chambers now starting. So yeah, he needs to go into melee upgrades and speed banes. So if your opponent ever pushes you, you can roll speed banes into their Hellbats. Take them out whenever they're on siege, and that'll be great. Hellbat, Cyclone, Tank, and 1, 2, 3 tanks in total. Good trade, mate. Very good trade. It's slow long-term efficiency. Don't get me wrong. This is not going to kill Cure. It's going to wear him down, though. This is the sandpaper approach to Zerg versus Terran when you're fighting mech. You're there, and the guy's like, "Oh, you're fucking polishing my toe? Is that what you're doing?" And Serral's like, "Yeah. Let's kill a siege tank." And he's just fucking wax on, wax off. Sandpaper on, sandpaper off. That's what these Swarm Hosts are, man. He's just going to slowly fucking grind him down. And eventually that unit's lost tab will keep checking back in on it. It's just going to look disgusting. And then Serral's like, okay, now I can finish you. Like, especially if you can't get a 5th base as the Terran. It's just, like, incredibly stressful. And Serral's just sitting here like, I can do whatever the fuck I feel like. So he's going to micro. He doesn't want to land on the Hellbats. Bad land. Oh, it was okay, actually. No blue flame. And only 1-1. A lot of those Locusts survived a single Hellbat shot. I thought they were all going to die. Took out a bunch of units. Almost broke through the wall. Did lose a few Roaches. He's building more Roaches. So Roach is obviously a very cheap, expendable unit. Just something he's using as this kind of mobile threat. And popping out, once again, waiting to throw their babies into action. This base actually is not very well defended, guys. Not very well defended. The Roach Ravager comes in, is like, yeah, we'll take a trade. Does go a bit too deep. Takes some damage. But gets a tank. Might go for that planetary, I guess. Got to throw those Locusts, boy. Wants to throw them from the edge of the sensor tower vision. Doesn't want to give warning too early. BCs do find one of the Nidus Worms in the north. Corruptor's coming in. I think he might pee on the command center. That's what I'd go for. Yeah! Pee time! Woo! Serral unzips his fly and says, Cure, get fucked, mate. Massive stream of urine right on his opponent. Cure's like, that's disgusting, man. I'm thinking of Parasite. Who's watched Parasite? Serral's the drunk dude who comes and starts pissing next to their basement home, next to the window. They're like, oh, what the fuck, man? Don't fucking... The drunk dude's just like, and he's just pissing because... Oh man, that feels bad when someone does that to your property, dude. You're like, Leo, don't, man. Don't be a fucking piece of shit. No spoilers. It's one scene. It's funny. It's not impactful to the storyline. Swarm Host's gonna throw their locusts in. Great movie, by the way. I definitely recommend it. It was a really cool movie, man. Swarm Host's gonna come in. They're not gonna get too much because those tanks doing. Oh my god, they're actually gonna get some of these tanks. You're kidding me. Oh my god, locusts do so much damage. Sick. Big push. Where's the speed Bane? He never made Bane speed. Serral, what the fuck? Serral's just lost this game because he didn't make Bane speed. He's got enough money. He should be able to wear this down with Ravages. It's just, where the fuck are your speed Banes right now, man? Do you know what? If you roll 20 speed Banes into that, you just kill the whole army. It's toast, man. It's toast. It's game over, man. He hasn't rebuilt his Roach Warren yet either. Where's the Roach Warren? It starts in the back of the main. That's a little bit late, guys. The Corruptors are going to go for another Wii. It's another Wii! Eee! Gets it. Gets another command center. Q's income's poopy right now, but he's still got this big problem here. Those Locusts need to spread. There. These are the targets. Do not land on the Hellbats. Do not land on the Hellbats! Good spread on the right. Did not land on those two tanks, but got the front tanks. He did get rid of those. Remember, he's got to keep those Ravagers alive. That's all he's got to do here. There's BCs going down the north side. They're going to hit that top base. It does not have anti-air defense right now. The Corruptors, I don't know. There they are. They're morphing into broods. Those BCs are going to ruin Serral's economy. So even though Serral's got bank right now, he's got to shut down this push and keep these bases alive. He's losing his infestation pits. He's building 6 more Corruptors. It's only 2 BCs. He's got some Queens nearby. He might be able to do it. I think he's held on against this push. I mean, he should be okay. I'm really surprised he didn't get Bane speed there, man. I feel like he just 20 speed Banes would have made his life so easy. Oh! Because the moment you clear the Hellbats, the Locusts would have cleared this push so much quicker. The Broodlords come in, the Locusts come in. That army is toast. Corruptors trying to rally over. And even though they're not taking the best fight, only 3 drones fall. Serral's still got a 62 worker economy. And most importantly, he's still got bank. Now, he needs to get on creep spread a bit, respread. He's got a respread creep. He's going to bring his Queens for a timing attack. But I think the Queens are going to take a bit too long to get across the map. There's 4 Vikings being built at a time. There's Thors being built. If I was Serral, I would actually use these Broodlords more as a defensive force, and I would start trying to just get Nidus Worms up. I think that's where you're going to get the damage done. I think it's going to be on that other side of the map. Big thanks to Spanishiwa for the host, the big raid, 90 viewers. Thank you very much for hopping over, guys. Hope you had a good stream. Broodlords are getting wrecked by the Thors. They got to be careful. There we go. The Queen Transfuse is amazing. I mean, I still think he can win this, right? What do we got? 5 Thors, 4 Vikings. So it's going to be 7 Thors and 4 Vikings. 3-2 upgrades for the mech up against 2-1 Broodlords. Locust coming in. Locust, they need to land here. That's the money. You got to land on the left a little bit. He's going for the Thors, but good cleanup micro here. The Ravagers, the Transfuses. There's only 6 Broodlords left. God damn, those Thors do a lot of damage. But the Ravagers doing work. The Transfuses keeping those Broodlords alive for valuable extra seconds. One of the big problems here is the fact that the melee upgrades suck les balls for Serral right now. Only +1 melee. Luckily for him, the +3 armor got forgotten by Cure. If there was +3 armor, those Broodlings would be doing almost no damage. As it is, just a 1 upgrade disparity between the melee upgrades on the Broodlings and the armor upgrades. Planetary goes down, and with that, I think Serral has sealed the deal. BC finds the economy on the top base. Remember, Serral's work account sucks. Doesn't have any anti-air left, so these Broodlords are on a one-way trip. He's got to get value. He's going to go for it. The Hellbats desperately trying to get in here, but... Ooh, man, those Locusts going in while they're taking damage. The Ravagers run in. GG, well played. Serral takes the 2-0 advantage here. Very nice game, man. Really, really well played. Woo! Yeah, no, I turned that off. Leave you. It was still on my gaming PC, so it may have done something there. But I turned it off on my gaming PC, and it was already turned off on my streaming PC a long time before. But I've still just got to experiment with my sound settings just a little to get it just right. But appreciate the feedback on that one. Thank you guys for the support. I hope you're enjoying this series. We're opening up the next game. And remember, if you're ever loading replays that won't work from an old patch, put the replay folder on your desktop and just double click the replays from there. So have StarCraft closed, double click the replay, And if it freezes on a black screen, tab out, tab back in. Voila. And we get the replay. All right. Yeah, thank you, Aquarius. Yeah, if we can get the exclamation mark shout out in Spanishiwa's link, it would. I don't think that's Spanishiwa's stream. You put a V in there. I don't think that's the right link. Free. All right, guys, let's go. It is Terran versus Zerg. This man down here fighting cross server. No doubt at some ungodly hour in Korea. Unfortunately, dropping 2 maps in a row. But this one I think is actually a bit better for Terran, in my opinion. It's Cure. A bit better. It still seems kind of bad. I'm really curious what maps got picked by who and what the vetoes were. Kind of surprised I haven't seen like Nightshade or Ephemeron yet or anything. I'm like, wouldn't that be better for Terran? I don't know. I feel like those maps are, but every player has their own viewpoints. And I'm definitely not up to date on what maps players prefer and don't prefer. Up here on the left, it's Serral. 16 hatch, first overlord directly across the map. Second overlord is just going to sit out front to see any proxy marines coming in. So he's going for the reliable second overlord. It won't necessarily find proxy barracks, but it will spot the marines and SCVs coming in. So Serral opting for the 100% reliable option rather than getting the early potential scout and shutdown on it. Thank you very much, Frank Grizz. Appreciate that, buddy. Thanks for linking up Spanishiwa's stream. Hope you had a good stream. It's cool to see so many people grinding recently. Spanishiwa's back grinding. I assume Mr. Bitter got Masters League since he's casting Katowice. We've got Queenie's been streaming again. There's tons of people. I just keep seeing heaps of people streaming, heaps of people on the ladder. Lots of people just having fun with StarCraft, man. Does that cut the load time of the replay? Says R6 Node. Yeah, well, otherwise it'll literally just sit on a black screen for like 15 minutes before it loads. Otherwise it takes like, if you tab out and tab back in, it just loads instantly. Yeah, StarCraft gets confused when it's trying to load up an older version of the game. Yeah. Wasn't Game 1 World of Sleepers? Serral vetoed World of Sleepers. Oh, yeah, no, clearly not. It's a best of 5. They only get 1 veto each. Not sure which ones they did. Oh! Whoa, whoa, whoa! Run, run, run! Run! Patience with that drone. Didn't turn it into a spore yet. Reaper being a D-bag. Oh, he's going to get one. He's going to get it. Nicely done there. And I think Q has won this game, to be honest. Like, I mean, he killed 1 Zergling? Surely you're fucked as Serral now, right? Third CC. All right. Super fast third CC off 1 gas. This is the build Innovation was doing. We haven't seen this from Cure thus far. Second gas goes down on the natural under the Overlord. I think he does that just because he has an extra SCV there. Whereas this, he doesn't want to pull one off minerals because it's like only 15 out of 16. Maybe. Run! Run, run, roo! Run, run, roo! 5 hit points, literally 1 shot. Go, go, go. You gotta go there. You gotta go there. Yeah, yeah. Oh, he's actually gone too close. I think he's in range. I think maybe technically that. No, it should still be out of range, just barely. But damn, that Marine left with blue gun. For those who don't know, blue gun is a very serious condition. When a Marine's gun is just about to confirm its kill and it gets denied at the last moment, they get blue gun. It's very painful. They need to spend hours cleaning out their gun afterwards. It's unfortunate. Queen's coming forward here. Creep Tomb is going to spread forward. Really, I mean, the quick creep spread, the early creep spread from Serral, really fast. You'll notice he does get it going a bit earlier than Rogue. It's going up to 5 Queens now. It's going to spread a creep tumor there. So you'll notice with just 1, 2, 3, 4 creep tumors, he gets what Rogue. Rogue ends up investing in it later, but it has to go for like 5 tumors. Rogue does have a little more lava at the start, so I think maybe he drones up his natural quicker, but I mean, look at this. 420, already 9 drones on the 3rd. Serral getting 6 saturation up, and this is a good adjustment after a player who is not being very aggressive. I don't think he might have barely seen the Liberator, but he sees that the Hellions are mostly sitting at home. He's seen the 3rd CC earlier than this. He's going to go Lair, Baneling Nest. Starts up Spore Crawler in the main, which is very good. No Spore in the natural or 30. He's already got the Queen positioned for a Liberator, which is awesome. So that Liv's going to come and it might just siege from the front. Oh yeah, this is a brave Liberator. No shame here. No shame. Hellions going in at the same time. Serral's reacting really slow. His Spore's not in. Oh no. Serral's microing over here, guys. Tries to get a bit of a surround. Does kill some of the Hellions. Does push them back. But he did a bit of a pig here. Oof. And now the Queen's gone. He needs to get that Queen up there. Okay. But now the Liberator's like, which one am I going to go? Which one am I going to go? He was hoping the Queen would kind of go up that way. Alright. That Lib will go down. Hellions clearing creep on the front. Lib does fall. Wastes some good mining time. Gets a good, decent handful of workers there. 3 workers. Bit of mining time. Kills a Queen. Might have killed like a lava or something as well. But 59 drones. Serral's okay. So if he'd just moved that Queen out of the zone, would have been a bit easier. But poo-poo happens. Perfectly timed by Cure for the Lib to siege up as the Hellions were diving in. And that's the real power there. Something, you know, I always go and I often throw my Hellions away with a dive and then my Liberator comes. And on its own, the Liberator's not that scary. But when you combine them together, it just really is kind of like you're stacking problems on top of your opponent. You're like, you got to deal with this and this at the same time. Also, don't fuck up your macro. And even if it doesn't do a lot of direct damage, often you'll find players will like... Ooh, get wrecked. Someone tried to put spoilers in chat. Wrecked. Probably shouldn't joke about that, yeah. These tryhards haven't watched these games, mate. Trying to taunt them. Woo, got banned. Can't remember what I was talking about. Sorry, guys. I was like, ooh, someone's getting banned in chat. I wanted to see the drama. All right, Marines are going to stim in. We've got some Hellions here. Armory's nowhere near done, so it's just Hellions in Hellion form, but it's only 6 minutes 40, and they're already getting in there. Slow Banes, not the most efficient unit. The Hellions are like, blow up on us, buddy. We're not really that useful anymore. Oh my god. Nicely done. All right, it's time to leave. The Marines take a very nice trade, but don't think they can overpower those Queens. Lings do come in and break the wall. The Marines and tanks deal with it. 1-1 finishing. Big upgrade lead here for Cure. Playing Bio on a gigantic map again, guys. Oh my god, that SCV just went down there and said, fuck you, and tried to fight the Zerglings? What the hell? Oh no. +2 attack starts, no gas for +2 armor. Let's see how good Cure... Oh, he's obsessed with his upgrades. His upgrades are so tight. A lot of his gameplay is based around that. Does go double gas on the 3rd, so may actually go for a 2nd factory this game? I really do wonder. Because I feel like it's not going to be the pure reactor build, or you'll have too much gas. We'll see exactly how it plays out. Is going for the armor upgrade for the tanks here as well. Tanks and medevacs getting bonus armor. I don't think we see any Hydras yet. Bane speed's still not quite done, guys. And actually, way too many Banelings have been made by Serral. Serral's, he's got 50 Zerglings. But his flank isn't in position. He's got to keep it in his pants, keep it in his pants. Oh, the hatch is too low, though. He's got to go. He's got to pull the trigger. He has to go. He has to go or he's going to lose. Okay, goes in. And nice pick up on those Marines. Cure realizing, okay, we're going to lose this position. Just picks up and pulls back. You know what? There's a huge dent in Serral's creep spread. Serral's creep on the right-hand side, unstoppable. I'd love to see him go and expand to this top right. He's expanding here, and I actually think this is a big mistake for Serral, because he's got no creepkin here. Now, don't get me wrong. He's saying, as long as I defend this area, I'm good. This is where all my new economy goes. But I think it's like one of those things where it's like, dude, your creep's already so far back. Take it up here. This base is already like... It's hard for the Terran to push down such opposite flanks at the same time, especially as this creep starts spreading further and further out. So Serral, I mean, he's really under the gun in terms of he needs to get that spread going. He's going to go for a Baneling drop in the natural, which could be really nice. We've got more tanks, and this is the position. That position is so disgusting, guys. Yeah, Cure at this point isn't going to move his tanks further up. Always keep... If you get 3 or 4 tanks down here, you can just control the center of the map. And this is where you need to do run-bys. You need to do backstabs. Speaking of which, guys... baby on board. Baneling's on board, motherfucker. Oh, shit. Oh, that last one got aggroed by the Marines. It could have killed like 7 more Zerglings. I do like to imagine those Overlords do have a Baneling on board bumper sticker. Just, it's like a tramp stamp. Baneling on board. The Marines are going to stem back, and they're just going to try and take as good a trade as they can. There's too many Banelings. You got to get out. Good hot pickup. Tanks get some nice shots, and I guess the problem here for Cure is that the tank count's getting whittled down. But you know why he doesn't care that much? Serral's economy only just got to 74 drones. His creep spread still sucks. And we are seeing a Widowmine transition. A second factory got built on a reactor somewhere out front the third. Drilling clause is almost finished. And you know what? He's even clearing the creep on the right-hand side. Serral here is just trapped between a tank, a Widowmine, and a hard place. There's not, oh my god, there's no wall off there. That Marine count's not that great. Serral's going to get in on that mineral line, which would be really nice. This is what he needs to do more of. I want to see more Ling run-bys, more Bane run-bys. These Zerglings, they damage a lot of SCVs. They don't actually confirm many kills. Definitely not... Oof. Not managing to get any scalps to bring home for proof to Kerrigan that they're like, no, we damaged heaps. She's like, do you have any drills? How many drills did you bring home to prove? And the Zerglin's like, all right, we'll sacrifice ourselves to do more. Baneling's morphing. How many Widowmines are we up to? Only 4. Cure starting the Widowmine transition and forgetting to build out of it. Isn't that just the way it goes? I have the exact same problem. Me and Cure are clearly just as good as each other. And, you know, I mean, this is just something I can relate to, is building a factory with a reactor and then forgetting to use it. Wow, the Widowmine count's so important right now as well. Good spready here from Cure. He did get an A+ in gymnastics. But, you know, just nothing to kill them. Eventually 12 SCVs go down. Serral's economy is still not amazing. He's starting to get Hydras out, but only in small numbers. He may have to just give up this base. Even that single tank... He's just, there's the guy standing out on top of the turret going, get fucked, Zerg. You're going to lose this base. I love this. 4 medevacs ready. Oh, the Widowmine gets a big Zergling hit. Sorry, guys. Another big Widowmine. Another big Widowmine. Oh, it friendly fires. It doesn't find the juicy center of the Banelings, but the tank. Oh, God, that tank. Serral should not have fought there. At the same time, he does get a Ling run by and kills a few SCVs, takes out the depot wall, but I think this base on this left-hand side, I think it was a mistake, guys. I think he needed to re-expand to the top right and keep doing those backstabs. I think he needed to give up ground here. Serral, normally a player who's so good at rolling with the punches and not taking bad fights, he kind of got forced into taking bad engagement after bad engagement. And like I said, if you lose control of this area, defending this base just becomes untenable. And taking another expansion next to it, that was where Serral locked himself into this defense. He removed his ability to be a flexible douchebag Zerg player. Once he had that base on the left, he was unable to remove, you know, his drones. If he lost this base, he loses the left base as well. Can't go back to 3 base against a 4 base Terran. Ends up losing it, and I mean, the efficiency is disgusting. 33 kill siege tank there, guys, was incredible. Doubly as resource efficient. A fantastic win there from Cure. GG, well played. Gets the series back to 2-1 in Serral's favor. He gives us the hope of a reversal. We'll see how it goes. A big shout out to Tiny Little Dragon with the 4-month resub. Much love for the support. Mr. Wilson with the 6-month resub says, thanks for everything you do, my man. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you going above and beyond sliding into the pigsty and hanging out with us. Yeah, really, thank you. Anyone who's new to the stream, thanks for dropping by. Normally we do a pretty big mix of content, but one of the new things I'm trying to mix in, maybe not on the daily, but maybe every second day. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to work it into my schedule. I'd like to do a procast every day just to get added to. I do so many different types of content. It's always something always has to get dropped to squeeze something else in. But I think it's something I enjoy, and I know a lot of you guys really enjoy it. Viewership tends to be very good when we're casting. You know, I still always will be someone who streams their gameplay. I'm playing all 3 races and a bit of coaching and a bit of silly games like Florencio's and stuff. But yeah, my hair's never been so tall. I know. Thank you, greatest ever hero. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, baby girl. Thank you very much. All right, guys, let's get the scoreboard up. Scoreboard. Up here in the top left, looking to close out the series on Simulacrum. It's Serral. And the big maps are done for this series, guys. We're going to see only small maps from here. This map is one with spread out bases, wide open spaces. It's going to be whoever can be more aggressive is often going to find some good openings. So I think it's going to be a battle of tempo. And down here in the bottom right, on the side of Terran, it's Cure. A lot of people would argue Zerg are advantaged in this. Big wide open spaces, great areas for surrounds, hard to defend your bases. But at the same time, Terran is a very aggressive race. So as long as that Terran player has fantastic micro, plays aggressive bio, and is just kind of in the face of the Zerg, I think it can go very well for them. I have seen players play mech on this map. I feel like Biomine, just going straight into Biomine is actually fantastic. I'm not the biggest fan of Biotank because I think Middling Bane does very well versus it, but you know, reasonably short distance across the map, spread out bases. I think it leads to map control, excuse me, just burping into the mic. I'm a professional. And then, you know, it leads to map control being more important. If you get a good position on the map, you create an opening, you can often kind of branch into multiple mineral lines and really hurt their economy and do a lot of damage. Thanks, Joso. Appreciate that. Thank you, Sleepy Cod, for the 8-month resub as well. Welcome to the pigsty once again. Vigilante says it's terrible for Terran. Yeah, I have a really good win rate on this map for TVZ. I find the bigger maps are 1,000 times harder, but obviously it's stylistic, right? Stylistic. You know, I think if you're going to play mech on this map, it's got to be a more aggressive harassment and potentially Cyclone mech style. I do think Bio is the best, though. And it's going to be this third base. So here's what you always want to think about in this matchup is where's the tank position? And that's it. That's the tank position on this map. So if they get a tank siege there and there with Marines in front of them and they just drop 8 Marines there, it's very hard to engage with Lingbane. Obviously, though, you can flank. It's not too hard to flank, but that's a nice little nook. It's not bad. I don't really think there's... some people will see... you could siege like a tank there and a tank there. If you take this base as your third instead, some people prefer it because it's a bit more wide open. There's still, you know, tank there, or something like that, or tank there and a tank down there. There's a few little corners you can do. It's not as powerful as some of these maps. What was Port Alexander was the map where the third base had a cliff above it and they could wedge 2 tanks here. And I don't know if they could reach the mineral line, but it was so hard to... You had to go up and then through a choke point between the gas guys of the minerals and the edge of the cliff. So you could get like 3 Zerglings at the tank at a time. So it's nothing like that. It's much easier to dislodge than that. We are going to see Hellion Banshee. 7 Roaches on the way. Guys, this map is so sick for Ravagerling pushes. It is so powerful. Like, it is actually insane how much damage they do. Usually you do use Lings to try to pull them home. I think when they see no drones on this... Wait a second. I've only seen 1 Queen. I'm playing Serral. You immediately know what you're up against. Now, I've seen this Hellion Banshee build gain popularity against Bly in a lot of those EPT, ESL Pro Tour Cups because he does this build every time. Like I say, you get 2 Banshees out nice and early. You're feeling pretty fucking good, man. Serral's going to try and trap the Reaper, but he will lose those Zerglings for it. Ooh. Takes a bit of damage on the Hellions, which is unfortunate. You'll notice that Serral, realizing it's been spotted, and also realizing that his opponent could have a tank or a Banshee, he's not massing Speedlings, guys. He's droning. He's like, yeah, this isn't going to work. This got spotted too early. So, I mean, Serral's going in here. He's looking for damage. He's going to, yeah, try and heal the Roaches that are getting targeted by making them into Ravagers. There's a Marauder, 6 Hellions, and a Marine. You can't... Oh, the Marauder! The Marauder! Oh my god, he almost lost the Marauder. That's so much damage output. That Marauder represents so much of his damage. Another Hellion comes out. He's got to keep that Marauder alive. And yeah, his Hellions are getting good splash damage here. So, especially with another Hellion and a mine popping out, I think he's totally fine. Pulls a few Drilly Boys just to help tank a bit. The Bile doesn't land on anything. The Banshee's cleaned up. Look at it. He's saying, oh no, I'm just transferring my workers back to mine. That got cocked. Dude. That got really destroyed. He just killed like 2 SCVs, and now he's got to defend the counter pressure, which means he's got to build more Roaches. Oh, he's trying to build Lings and Queens. Serral, I don't know if that's going to cut it, buddy. I don't know, man. He's trying to build Spore Crawlers in each base. He's like, oh, fuck. Uh-oh. Cure. He's large. He's in charge. Serral not sneaky about that Roach timing at all. And as a result, just, you know, Cure is so well prepared. The Hellions here. Oh, damn. They actually lined up a decent shot there. That's why you're never meant to attack. Attacking is objectively the wrong strategy, guys. Always. Serral. Fucking continent trader, man. You see the way he tried to attack there? Thought he was an EU Zerg. Lambo's like spitting on the ground in disgust as he watches. Like, how dare you attack, Serral? You fucking betrayed us. You let him win. Just spread creep. Make 80 drones. Only then are you allowed to fight. Is Lambo the epitome of that? I'm like, I don't even know why I say Lambo. I'm like, wait, who's the greediest Zerg these days? It probably is Serral, right? Is he? Is it though? I don't know. Thank you very much, Randy. Bob Andy. With the 4-month resub. Long time no see. How you doing? Welcome back, dude. Kugelsteiger with the 27 months. And Noman Brain with the 22 months as well. Damn, guys. Thank you so much. Cool to see some fun people here. How are we all doing? Biskelian How Got Wrecked says vibe. Are we getting raided? Is that what we're doing? Why vibe? Oh, the greediest Zerg? I meant pro players, guys. The vibe is the greediest, boy. It's just like I meant like top pro gamers. I meant like guys who are in the top 20 rankings. Like it could be Rogue, right? I think it could actually be Rogue. I was like, why are we talking about? Oh, that's like if someone's like, oh, you're the most greedy pig. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? How dare you talk about me in comparison to Serral? How dare you? No, Vibe's an amazing player. Obviously, he's more of a content creator these days. Same as myself, right? So it's just, you know, different categories of player. Vibe is the greediest mother trucker in the world. You guys have seen me get so frustrated when I play Vibe. Because, like, if I take my foot off the pedal, sorry, it's not the foot off the pedal. If I take my foot off his fucking throat for 2 seconds, he's like, I have 90 drones, 36 spine crawlers, and I'm making Infest a Broodlord. And I'm like, fuck you, Vibe. This is not fun to play against. Because, like, from that point, you either just leave, or you're just going to die like a 36-minute death of him fucking stealing your units with Neural and killing you with Broodlords. So you've got to keep your foot on his throat and just, like, not let him breathe. And it's... You can do it because all of his builds are so greedy, right? But if you lose momentum, he's just out of control. So I totally agree. Vibe is the greediest guy out there. I was just a bit surprised. I love you, Vibe. I love you, buddy. No hate. He's like Dan's in chat for like. He's like, I haven't watched Pig stream in a while. I'll watch for 2 minutes, and he's just like, motherfucker, man. He's like, the fucking WCS NA 2012 runner-up. I only got beaten by Scarlet. I won like 25,000. He won like a lot of money for that tournament. Like 25 grand or something. It was 20 grand. I don't know. Some crazy. He was really good back then. Anyway, guys, ZVT game 5. Serral, mate, you're here on my favorite map, designed by Maris. Now, for the map makers out there who are like, why do you only ever give credit to Maris and Avex? They're the only ones I've talked to in person. I'm sorry, guys. I forget to actually look at who makes the maps. I love you guys. You're great. I just am a shit person. So it's not you, it's me. I swear. I'll try to make an effort to remember all your names, okay? I will. But shout out to Mara, she's cool, and this is my favorite map in the current map pool. I know a lot of people don't like it as much. I actually think it's just, I love it. Every matchup, action-packed, spread out bases, you get some crazy macro games. It's hard to secure your 3rd and 4th base. Really fun map. Oh, he's gonna go for it. He doesn't get it. He needed to sidestep, but Serral probably would have adjusted the Zerglings. Serral very consistently not getting his tumors sniped. Very well done. OV speed again, by the way. Double gas into 3rd CC. Okay, kind of like what Kua was doing on World of Sleepers. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that build order. Sometimes players like, if I do this build, it's just going to be the 2 Banshee poke. We're going to do the 8 barracks with, remember, 7 reactors. He went 7 reactors, 1 tech lab, 15 Marines at a time. I don't know if he ever actually built 15 Marines at a time because he didn't have enough minerals because Serral kept killing his SCVs with run-bys. But he made 12 or 13 once or twice. So he mostly used the production, which was fun. That was game 1 in World of Sleepers. He did put the pressure on, made Serral sweat a little bit. Serral ended up winning. But that's how it went. Serral often gets all in and loses lately, and then he plays 36 to 40-minute games and wins the next one. That's the vibe. Sorry, Vibe does that. That's the Vibe experience, Water Curses. That is the Vibe experience, man. Dude, I've never seen a guy so happy to put down like hundreds of spine crawlers as well. Like there's games where I think I'm doing it. And like I like push through a base and the next base has another 14 spines at it, and I'm like, There's no way I get to his fucking main base before his Greatest Spire is done, is there? I'm like, oh no. It does create some fun games. It's just a very different game. It's a different pacing. Forces you out of your comfort zone. You gotta be a bit more on top of him, but without sacrificing your macro. It's kind of crazy. You kill 20 drones against Vibe, it's the same as killing 3 drones against a normal Zerg. Sometimes a laser has that quality, where you look at a laser and you're like, oh, your defense is kind of sloppy. But then you realize it's because he was actually just droning so much harder than normal, and he can actually take way more drone losses. And you're like, oh, you just pushed your greed harder. So if your opponent like messed up their aggression, you would have just got infinitely ahead. Because they did good with their aggression, they got some kills, but it's actually just like still an even position, even though they killed 10 or 15 drones, or sometimes 20 or 30 drones. Yeah. Ooh, Cure! A little slow. Oh, I like to see those rocks taken down, but then Serral forgets about it. Oh, is he going to try and hit that third? Oh, he's going to go for a little pokey poke, see if he can get a fresh mule. Oh, fresh mule! Fresh mule! 225 minerals gone! And 2 SCVs. Oh, hot damn. Lovely. And this does look exactly like game 1, guys. I think this is a much better map for that style from Cure. Serral's economy is not that great, by the way. 13 drones on these minerals, 15 there, and 16 there. Okay, mostly saturated, but definitely could get up to 70 drones in the next minute. He's got to push that economy. He's got to also get this creep spread. Now, what's interesting, so with this base location, you really want to get your creep up onto this high ground. And really, all these areas of high ground, right? On this map, if you can get creep covering that and covering this, the Terran, it's like they got the anaconda wrapped around their neck. They're like, fuck, how do I get to the other side of the map? Like, it gets very hard to push through. So we're going to see a big battle in the near future. We're going to see double drops moving out. Ooh, Baneling drop, nice. So the creep, the Banshee's doing good. The Banshee's going to clear creep on this side, and a double drops, I think, is going to go to the north side and probably try to just open up a push path on this 4th base for the later bit. Now, notice how Serral doesn't go in with the Baneling drop. He's waiting until there's combat somewhere else. As I said that, he thought about it, and then he said, there's no distractions. This will easily get stopped if I send it in now. But now he sees the Marines, he'll send it in. As soon as these Marines come in and scan, or if the Banshees come in, he will just click that in the mineral line, tell it to unload all 4 Banelings. I don't think he'll micro it. He'll be focusing on the other 2 fights, which are more important. So just watch Serral's patience. Yeah, there we go. He jumps on it. The Baneling drop's moving in. Forces that to lift, says, major look. But not quite enough of a sustained distraction. Too much of a, oh, you know, as soon as he told the medevacs to fly away, he had nothing to look at. Serral fucking up his Q. He thought he queued it back there, but he only queued it to there. Loses a full Overlord. Bit unfortunate. Behind this, notice that 4th mineral line. This is where Zerg gets a lead in this matchup. Terrans on 3 base, Zerg, if they can get a fully mining 4th mineral line, that's great for them. Banshee's still being dickheads over here, by the way. And notice this time, he didn't get the 6th gas. That was a mistake in the World of Sleepers game. If you're going Hydraling Bane, you do not need a 6th gas, guys, or it's more important to be able to build a shit ton of Zerglings. And I think he also overbuilt Hydras a little bit in that game. I would say normally 12 or 13 Hydras is all you really need. He went like 20. And I really do think that was a mistake from the Rel. From the Ral. I want to come up with a new name for Serral. From the Ser? From Serbear? From the Rally? Fucking terrible nicknames. Jesus. Don't ever let me nickname anybody. It's like my worst nightmare is my own doppelganger walks up to me and just gives me a shit nickname. Okay, Marines here. I mean, the problem is he hasn't really been able to open up that push path, especially if that creep can start spreading this way. This is like really slow, right? So let's take a look at the production. Once again, 7 reactors on the barracks, plus the one on the starport. So guys, there's only 3 tanks. It's got 2-2 on the way. It's all about having a 2-2 advantage. This game, guess what? He's only about 10 seconds ahead on the upgrade. Serral's got his number. Serral, once again, getting up a big Ling Bane run by ready. He doesn't want to show it yet. Good, he's hiding it to the last minute. Lots of Banelings being made. He's up to 16 Hydras in the near future. He does have 1 Hydra upgrade. Groove Spine's still a little while away. The Lings are going to accidentally get aggroed. Serral showing his hand too early. And I think Cure, He's got 15 Marines building at a time, guys. I think he should be able to deal with this. I think Serral pulling back there, that's a good move. Unfortunately, the one thing that makes him uncomfortable is the fact that he's not able to respread creep in this direction. But guess what? 5th base. He can always give up that hatch if he absolutely has to. And it looks like Q is actually changing attack paths. I kind of disagree with this. I think Q is getting stuck in this middle wide open no man's land. He's not really threatening anything from here. Serral does not feel any pressure. Yeah, you're clearing up creep, but, I mean, what are you doing, dude? You're all in on 3 base. You need to get in range of something vital. You need to either hit drops in these mineral lines, or you need to push forward and get tank sieged closer to a hatch. Right now, he's like, I have the high ground. And Serral's like, it's fine. My bases are nowhere near that high ground. He even takes a 6th in the top right. He doesn't give a fuck if you're holding that territory. It's too far from his economy. Serral has a big Ling Bane flank ready to cut off the behind. And this is just taking too long. Q has been maxed for a while. Every second that goes by, Serral's army gets better. He's adding like more and more Banelings. He's about to be at 70 Banelings. He's accidentally in range. He's going to pull the trigger. He's coming in from all sides. Every single side. Hydra Ling Bane crashing into this army. Notice those Banelings trying to move command towards the Marines in the rear. The Hydra's coming in with a big arc. That's a lot of Marines. Yep. Ooh. Kill the tank. Kill the tank. The Hero Queen kills the last tank. But he pulls back, realizing he needs to make more Banelings. 60 more Zerglings popping out. Cure desperately trying to go through and finish this off. He had about as good of a spread as he could hope for, but as I said, he wasted so much time. Serral was able to make a ridiculous Baneling count. Now, I don't think it's over just yet, but it is equal upgrades, remember. Unable to force a fight with the upgrade advantage like he did in World of Sleepers. And because of that, Serral here, only 76 drones, so not an epic economy, but nonetheless doing okay. Those Zerglings going to backstab around the north side. Cure. Ooh, his rally. Uh-oh. He F2s, sends every Marine back. Now, Serral, sometimes when he realizes that many Marines comes back, he will jump on the tanks. It looks like this time doesn't have a lot of Zerglings, not able to take that opportunity. Sometimes you can just jump on them, kill 2 or 3 tanks, and disengage on the front when the Marines go and abandon their post. So we're going to see just another remax of Bio Tank. A 4th CC is on the way, but it's not really a big commitment to economy. It's still basically an all-in from Cure here. Does have a tank siege back there. He's going to clean up these Zerglings, but not without losing quite a few Marines. Serral's not actually ahead in army right now, guys. I think Cure, I'm kind of torn. Does he wait an extra minute and a half for the 2 upgrade advantage, or does he go now? I mean, Serral has a few drones down there. His 3rd base is actually exposed now. He's just going to crash into it. A big broadside from Serral, and that's so many Banelings. It looks like the medevacs are going down as well as the tanks, and with those medevacs falling, with the Banelings crashing into the Marines. Woo! Serral barely hanging on against, in the series overall, that is, against Cure, man. Ooh, Cure playing cross-server from Korea to the EU qualifier, makes it to the finals, the upper bracket finals, and only falls 3-2 to Serral. That's impressive. I really hope Cure can bring this form on LAN at IEM Katowice. That is awesome. Apparently they'll meet again in the group stage. They're both seeded into the group stage. For those who don't know, Cure went on to beat Special 3-1 in the qualifier lower bracket finals of the EU qualifier. I think it was 3-1. Let me double check that real quickly. Yes, 3-1. And Uthermal and Denver in 3rd and 4th place in that qualifier. Denver's been doing really good lately, as has Uthermal. But yeah, Cure is just on fire. Oh, damn. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this cast. We'll be back with another one soon.